Hey YouTube, I'm making my second video of the day. I just made an opening video you guys should see before you see this video. But I just want to discuss some of the things upcoming in Yu-Gi-Oh! As related to Junk Doppel. I know this is coming into kind of like a Junk Doppel channel kind of thing, but I really like to focus on this deck because I do see it as one of the most versatile decks of not even of the format of the game, because it may not be top tier, but it certainly holds its own, and if played by the right person, it could be taken up to a top to finish a regional in first place or even the championship. So I just want to discuss first off why I like Junk Doppel. I like it because it's really just like toolboxy deck. It just, like, any situation thrown at you, you can essentially play out of with maybe one or two cards. And like if they get like some 3000 attack monster, you don't really have anything to get over it, just summon Scrap Dragon 1-for-1 with it and move on from there. But essentially this deck, it never really runs out of resources until you run out of the deck. So which is a problem, because if a game goes on too long, maybe outside of 5 or 6 turns, you could really end up milling out fairly easily because of how many cards you go through so quickly. And also you really tend to use your extra deck a lot more, like in the second or third turn you may have already gone through over half your extra deck. So you really got to choose wisely what you're going to do. You really got to think about the moves you're going to make and how you need to play out of where you are at, and not overplay, not overextend. Don't ever really go balls out with this deck. You just need to take it slow. You know, play one card at a time. Like I could go, you know, Library and Scrap Dragon, you know, Armory Arm, and just go balls deep with it. But you may just want to go into Scrap Dragon and leave it at that, because if you play too much, then, you know, they Dark Hole and now you're stuck with no board. You have 2 cards in hand and you really just need to top deck into something, which is not really a position you ever want to get yourself into, which doesn't really happen with this deck, but it could if you use up all your resources too quickly. But now that I'm getting used to the deck, I've used it for a few months now, I can say that, you know, I know how to play it at a pace where I can maintain control of the game, and I don't really ever get held down by anything, and that's just really why I like the deck. Now, as far as future content comes with this deck, we got Cosmo Blazer around the corner here, coming out in just a couple weeks. We have the sneak peek coming up this weekend, and they literally a couple days ago just released the TCG and OCG exclusives, and they are importing Crimson Blader, which is a Synchro monster, a good one at that. Like, I mean, whoa, Synchro monster, no way, couldn't have ever imagined it. Like, the last one they came out with was Lava Dual Slasher, which is a crappy common. But really, it's a really good card. It's been out in the OCG for years, I think, and it's a generic Synchro. It needs 1 tuner, 1 or more monsters, and it's a level 8. It has 2800 attack, and its effect is that when he attacks over a monster, he can, or like when he attacks over a monster, your opponent cannot tribute summon or special summon any level 5 or higher the next turn. So essentially, it's like a bigger and badder Roach. Like, I mean, like he can negate it, but I mean, with Crimson Blader on board, he can't do it at all if he runs over a monster. And I like that because level 8 is not difficult to go into whatsoever, and it has a place right in my deck. I could just replace Scrap Dragon with him, which I think I will do because Scrap Dragon is not as useful in this format. A lot of people are staying away from Backrobe, a lot more hand traps, a lot of just exploding on the field with these higher level monsters, especially in the Mermail Atlanteans with Megalo, and now Abystius is coming out with in Cosmo Blazer, which are both level 7. This card will be really useful in my deck. I'm definitely going to add to it and really focus more on summoning that more than any other cards. So I just wanted to discuss Junk Doppel, discuss the Cosmo Blazer and coming up with that, and where I'm at right now. So thanks for watching.